Hello, good morning, and welcome to Skyblast. My name is Elegant, and today on the program is Single and Searching. And with me is Martin, who's going to be my co host today. And we'll be looking at the challenges faced by single girls, single women in our society, especially in this part of the world, as regards not getting married on time or not getting married at all. Good morning, Martin.
Thank
Introduce
you,
yourself.
thank you. My name is Martis Chidozugu. It's good to be with you today.
All right.
Thank you, other members.
Thank you very much.
As we take you around Africa, especially the challenges facing the girl child.
Thank you very much for saying that. We are all aware of, the circumstances that the girl child has faced for a very long time in this part of the world, especially when you grow from being a girl into, a teenager and then into a full-grown woman. It is expected that at a certain age you should be married, and then go to your husband's house and start bearing children, regardless of whatever achievements you have, actualized for yourself. As long as you're not married, you do not have kids, or you're not living under a man, whatsoever achievement that you have, to the people in this part of the world, we do not regard, or they do not regard you as a fulfilled person till you have settled down under the roof of a man. And this has caused so many women to, settle with the wrong people. And if you ask me, it has equally contributed to the high rate of divorce in the society. So, how do you think that this situation can be addressed?
Well, like you said, the challenges is not only for the girl child anyway. But because we are looking at the girl child, we have to make sure that we discuss about the girl child. Because I will tell you that also male child also face the same challenge. At a certain point in time, they expected that the male child is supposed to get married. So, but then because of the life they're supposed to get because of male, because of procreation. So the pressure is not only coming from the parents, it's also coming from them. But because of our culture, we see that once a girl is up to a certain stage in life and the person is not getting married, I assume that the person has a bad character. Or maybe the person is have a cause following him or her. But then I think the major challenge is coming from the wrong orientation. They have the wrong orientation because the orientation every girl child carries, especially coming from the parents. So the parents are the people that are supposed to make sure that this type of thing don't continue to happen. It makes sure and also brothers have a
We are living in a part of the world that is either, in fact, we are very religious people in this part of the world. Now, apart from the family, what contribution do you think can come through our religious leaders down to the parents of, down to the parents and then down to their children? Because I think our religious leaders has a whole lot of role to play in this area.
well, religion is such a sensitive issue. I try as much as possible to be economical when discussing it. But I try as much as possible to do justice and regard to this. And I will tell you that most of these religious leaders contribute most of this pressure on the girls. Because when you see a lot of prayer meeting for a single, you pray. It seems like it's a big business in the religious world. We're talking about ministering to for a girl child to get married. You have this evening program. we have this crusade, we have this, all those things is also continue to remind the girl child that she is single and she need to get married. It's a reminder that there is a problem with you that need to be solved. So, are we beginning to? We are beginning to look at single as a crime that need to be solved. You need to go to prayer. You need to go to church. Come and attend this program. Come and attend this church. So, when they begin to do all those things, remind the girl child about those things in prayer. It's a reminder. It's keep on ringing in your head. Oh, we have single program for this where pastor will pray for us to get married. So all those things keep on piling up. So the religious leaders, they are contributing a lot to the pressure on the girl child as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, now, from what you have said, it sounds as though it's impossible for the religious leaders to come into the situation and help solve it. Another side of it is the society. Do you understand me? Because I have heard of a situation of a lady who got married because she was told at her place of work that if she does not present her wedding certificate, she will not be given a job. Now, she got married to this young man not because she was interested in him in the first place. She only settled down with him because she wanted that marriage certificate. Do you understand me? So, that's for you to find out that the problem we are facing is not just from the family, it's not just from the religious sector. It's actually it's more like it's a societal problem. Why would you tell someone to present a marriage certificate before you can employ them or before they can be promoted? So if you ask me, I think a lot needs to be done from the family to the society. In fact, traditionally something has to be done as well. Just as you have mentioned, someone will tell their sister, a young man can stand up and tell the sister, do not come back home because you have not presented a man to marry you. And if you ask him, that is because he's trying to protect some sort of inheritance, and which is not supposed to be so.
It's not supposed to be.
So there has to be a law that should protect the girl child, whether married or not, in her father's house, in the society, wherever she may find herself. Because this has given so much rise to so many people getting married to the wrong people. A lot of young women lose their life on daily basis. A lot of people have lost the true essence of their living because they got married to the wrong person. So, from what I can understand, I think it's not just about religion or religious leaders contributing to this factor. It's more of the society mounting pressure on people,
Yes,
and how can we cope that?
there is social challenges. There's religious, and there's also cultural. And the most important aspect of it, and most important is the social challenge, the norm in society. And for us to begin to curb that thing, first of all, we begin to, it is important to begin for the girl child, or for us, or the society, or the government, to begin to give the right orientation to the girl child. And the right orientation comes in the sense that is being single a crime? That's number one. So they need to stop demonizing single people for who, especially the woman.
Okay.
That is first one. The second one is the issue of bride price, high cost of bride price, and a lot of traditional rights is also contributing to that. And we have society, and we are in a society also where a 40 years old man is still unemployed, and a family comes with responsibility. So you don't expect somebody because they will say just go and marry. When you marry, all other things, it doesn't work
It
like that.
doesn't work like that.
Because as a family man, whether you like it or not on daily basis, whether you like it, you must spend money. You must spend money everywhere. If you like, lock yourself inside the house. There's something you must have to go outside to go and buy. Even when you have every other thing. So You understand that we have that also the economic challenge. So, and for us to begin to curb this thing, right, first of all, the issue of the not because somebody will be looking at, okay, before you finish get married, you're looking at 200,000, let's just assume. And that person must get this money handy to start. So, can we now begin to look at the norm, the tradition, that fine, if a girl and a boy agree that they will marry each other, fine, let's okay, just go and do this thing, can something that 20,000 naira can food the bill. Because even paying a bride price is not where the challenge comes in the money. It's not just about going to buy car or buying food or buying this thing. If you buy, you must fuel it. If you don't fuel it, the car will remember it is. And if you buy phone, you want to use Android phone, you must buy data. If you don't buy data, you just remember it is. So it is very important we begin to look at issues where the to make the especially the male child to create job so that they can also get job and be able to get married.
Work towards getting
That's
married.
yes. Another thing also is this religious leaders need to stop all this pressure that puts on the girls.
Okay, we need to come back to that point. Let's have, take our short break. Please stay tuned.
Thank you.
Hello, viewers around the world. My name is NJ Ujunwa. I'm a news reporter with SkyblastTV.com, online world TV source. Today, we are at Wizzy Hyatt Hotel. Wizzy Hyatt Hotel is located at number 1 Nemo Street, Upper Chimney Heaven, Enugu. Follow me, let's go and see their rooms and facilities. Wizzy Hyatt Hotel is ideal and most intimate accommodation aimed for business, transit and leisure guests, with a total number of 35 guest rooms. Each of our guest rooms are designed to suit your traveling style with amenities such as smart flat screen television, air conditioning, and lots more. Complimentary Wi-Fi and complimentary buffet breakfast are also available. As you can see, that Wizzy Hyatt Hotel is a top-class hotel in Enugu. Feel free to come and experience a kings and queens treat.
Hello viewers out there, my name is Peter A, one of the reporters with Skyblast TV. We are here at Wizzy Hyatt Hotel. Presently now, we are at the office of the manager of Wizzy Hyatt Hotel. Sir, can we know you?
Hey, thank you very much, Skyblast TV. I appreciate your coming. My name is Mr. Robinson Chukwuemeka. I am pleased to be the manager of Wizzy Hyatt Hotel, 4-star group. I'm very happy that we people are here, at least to show the whole world what you can do and to show the whole world the content you guys have. You understand? Coming to Wizzy Hyatt is not a waste of energy, but because we people found it favored to be with us today, and that's why you are here. And I appreciate you all and believe that your good work will excel I believe you people can challenge CNN. It's time to come. Thank you very much.
Can you tell the world more about the services your hotel renders?
Okay, the services we render here is very, very amazing because when it comes to the interior and exterior of this hotel, it's a foreign standard because the owner of this hotel.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with us. We are still here on Single and Searching. And remember, the topic is how to curb the excess pressure on single people. Now, earlier on, we talked about the female child, the girl child, and how to curb the pressure on them to settling down. Now, I want to move it further into. In fact, I want to generalize this topic because it's not just about a single girl. It equally has to do with the young man out there who is yet to find his feet and then has pressure from the society calling on him to settle down.
Yes, because it takes a man to have a girl married. So it is important also the challenges of the male child is outlined because without a man, there will be no marriage. And marriage, according to even the Bible, it says is between a
A
man
man and a woman.
and a woman. So in the society we are, the male child also need having a very serious challenge on their own. They're facing pressure, serious one. They're facing serious of this sister. A woman called me. She told me that she's developing high blood pressure because of her always anesthesia. So she more pressure. The pressure has been on him to keep on talking to him. She should talk to him to get married. That she can't wait anymore. And the guy he himself, he said he don't have money. That he can't bring the girl to the house and allow his mother to start feeding them. So these are also another challenge facing the male child of the home.
When we talk about, when we talk about the challenges that people face while trying to, or before getting married, we forget the fact that, see, you have to be ready for something before you go into it.
Yeah.
You have to be prepared for something before you go into it. Take, for example, you want to build a house. You should have some savings. You should buy a land. Then you start buying your building materials little by little.
Yeah.
And then you save up for the laborer's fee and all that. But when it comes to marriage, everybody expects that you just jump into it because you are of age. The only thing the society look at, the only thing the family look at is that age. You are 27, you are 30, you ought to be married. What are you waiting for? Now, the individual you are telling to get married, fine and good, age wise, it's okay. 27, 30 is fine. But what about the financial capability, the financial power? What about the emotional strength, the psychological strength? Because the reason why so many people, if we have seen, in fact, sometimes I don't want to talk about money as one of the factors why we should not get married, because we have seen people who has lots of money. We have seen marriages, weddings that are being celebrated on a very high scale, but then you just see them 3 months after that, it's over. Which simply shows that these people who go into marriage or who went into that union were not ready for it. Emotionally, they were not ready. Psychologically, they were not ready. And these are two major factors that one should look at before you dive into marriage. Because you're not getting married to someone you have known all your life. Just the fantasy that we all, say, it feels like I've known you all my life. Those things are just um, I'll call it relaxation talks to make someone feel relaxed with you. You have not known this person all your life. This is a total stranger, and then you walk into a union or an agreement with that person, not knowing the person. How do you deal with their excesses when you're not psychologically strong
I'm prepared.
and prepared? How do you deal with the excesses of your in-laws? Because your in-laws definitely they all have their excesses coming from both the man and the woman's family. There are level of expectations. So it's not just about the finance. It's about the individual whom you are pressurizing to settle down. How emotionally balanced, psychologically balanced, mentally strong are they? And me, I would say that before you allow people to pressure you into getting married, this I'm saying this to you who's out there, yet to settle down and all that. Don't allow anybody to pressure you to getting married because you have all your life to be married, but you don't have all your life to live in a wrong marriage.
When you say don't that they shouldn't allow anybody to pressure them into marriage, I think they can't help it because that pressure must come.
True.
Because I'm looking at the fact that now the society on their own have to stop pressurizing them.
But it's not possible.
So how can yes, that's the way they have to go. There are some certain steps they need to take to reduce the pressure on the girl child on the single to getting married because the society already is bastardized. And when you look at it, you understand very well that there are steps. There are steps, especially this religious leader who have a lot of influence on the family, especially on the female and the single ones. They have influence on them. There are some certain steps they can take to reduce this pressure on them. And because so that it will also help to better the society.
I think the only thing that can actually help in this issue is when people actually tell their younger ones the truth, the facts about marriage.
And what is that fact?
Because the fact is, you see, you yourself, you are there. You know what is there. Do you understand me? And sometimes there is this point in your life when you feel like, if I had known, I shouldn't have gotten married as at when I did, or I shouldn't have done this as at when I did. I should have waited a little while. And then you have this younger sister or brother who is about to take that same step because your parents are pressurizing
You
you
now want
back.
to start them, you want to start fighting them, want to get married.
You're not going to fight them
Because
because
the either it means you have to be frightening them, you be scaring them.
no, let me finish. You're not scaring them.
Okay.
You're not frightening them. You're giving them
Reality.
lessons of life,
Okay.
and which they also have seen you go through. So if your parent is putting the much pressure they put on you, on your younger one, you can still call that person aside and say, look, do you want to get married? Are you ready for it? Are you sure you want to go into it? You use yourself as an example. A person who is not, look, there's something we're missing here. A person who is ready for marriage talks about it, yearns for it, goes about looking for a permanent and good relationship that ends into marriage. That is a person who is ready for marriage. But a person who is being pressurized into marriage is that person that tells you whatever makes them happy. I want to make my father happy. I want to make my mother happy. I want my family to be happy with me. These kind of people, when they go into marriage, give them some time, they go under the pressure. And this same family that will push you into that marriage sometimes will not be there for you. So I would simply advise, if you have younger ones around you, the church will not do it for you. Your parents will not do it for you. Because our parents are still living in that age. They're still stuck in that age. I heard a mother talking to her daughter the other day and said, if your husband beats you, forgive him. Do you know how many times your father beat me?
So are you telling her not to forgive your husband?
No, we're not saying the man should not be forgiven. But why would you tell your child to forgive when you have not told the man to stop hitting her? I don't think you understand where I'm coming from. So our parents are still stuck on that part of life that everything about marriage has to be. I don't want to use an offensive word, but I think we do know better. We have had series of cases um, of divorce in recent time. We have had series of cases of um, husbands killing wives and wives stabbing their husbands at night. And these are pure evidence that a lot of people go into marriage without even understanding what marriage is all about, without even being ready. And when you're married when you are not ready, it takes a whole lot of years for you to recover from that loss.
Yes, I agree with you. And for in a way to also reduce the pressure, there are some certain realities the society we are facing a society we also have to note. Like for that girl child out there or for the single woman out there who been yearning to get married or that girl who say that I want to get married at all costs this year. Life doesn't end at marriage.
It doesn't.
And marriage doesn't bring happiness.
Of a truth.
In fact, it increases burden. That is not a way of frightening you out there or making you to feel as if there is a very difficult task. But the most important thing, like you said, when you get the right person, things flow more easier. So,
So, Wizzy Star, he based abroad, so he brought what he saw in abroad to his place, Nigeria. We have exotic rooms and suites. We have a very beautiful spa, swimming pool, gym, outdoor pool, club, inner bar, and a very good restaurant. When you come to the reception, you will see the view of it. And many people have been complaining, and not just complain doesn't mean that everything about complain is bad, but the good ones. They have been telling the whole world that they should come to Israel because of what their services and PR towards our customers. Thank you very much.
Can you tell the viewers your contact, which anyone who want to access you or visit Wizzy Hayat Hotel, how can you tell the viewers your contact or your address in order to locate the hotel?
Okay, thank you very much. Our hotel is at New Haven Extension. That is the last bus stop, New Haven. We have boundaries with Ascot Hotel. It's a new hotel. We opened on 28th October last year. That is 2022. And New Haven is a very popular place in Enugu. Likewise, Independence Yard. So when you reach last bus stop, New Haven, just divert your left, you will see Wizzy Hayat, close to Ascot Hotel, and you can get us through the manager's number is 080 339875 and 90. But if you want hotel number, you can get it 091 That is the hotel number. And the address, the hotel is along the roadside. It's not a hidden place. We have foreigners here. Less than 5 minutes from airport.
Hello viewers around the world, this is me again, Energy Ujunwa. Right now, we are at Heartbreak Hotels and Suites. It is situated at number 26 Umeze District, off Upper Chime, New Haven, Enugu. In this Heartbreak Hotels and Suites, they have modern and old facilities. Follow me, let's go and see the modern facilities they have. You'll enjoy it. Heartbreak Hotel and Suites is a great choice to consider. They have different categories of fully air-conditioned rooms, such as deluxe rooms, standard rooms, super standard rooms, executive rooms. They also have luxury amenities, which includes restaurant, bar, lounge, outdoor pool, 24 hours fitness center, 24 hours security services. They have business centers, laundry services. The restaurant also serves local and intercontinental dishes. For your home away from home experience, this Heartbreak Hotel. You've seen them all. Heartbreak hotels and suits is one of the best in Enugu. Thank you.
Hello, viewers out there. My name is Peter A. I'm a reporter with SkyblastTV.com. We are on the section business updates, and we are here live at Heartbreak Hotel. So, with me here is
Yeah, where may MNK Babylon?
All right, welcome back. Sorry for the breaking transmission. We had some little technical challenges. Now, as we were saying, the society needs to reduce pressure on single people because sometimes we are the reason why people jump into marriage and then jump out, which is not supposed to be so. And like Martins was saying, that is not just on the girl child alone, it's equally on the male child. And not just the society, the family needs to do something, needs to cut down on the pressure woman on people because marriage is not something that you dive into without being ready. It takes a lot to be married. If you're not mentally strong, you're not psychologically strong, you're not emotionally balanced, you should not be talking about marriage. That is just the honest truth. You should not be talking about marriage. Money, fine. Financial balance is okay, but then these other three things, because sometimes when you settle down, you have a good partner. You guys can come together, exchange ideas, and then money will start flowing. Do you understand me? But a situation whereby emotionally you're not available, you're not mature. How do you handle situations that would definitely occur?
Are you aware that most of this pressure comes from the male relationship of the girl child
Yeah.
in the family? Was there are cases where a guy will be like, "We are not married, I don't want to." I had the experience of a man telling the children here in Enugu that if you don't get married this year, that you don't know that you will rent this room out by next year. He's giving them a kind of December that you must get married, that this room is meant for commercial, you people have been occupying the rooms, you is supposed to rent the room.
Then they should start paying him now.
So what is done as a parent, as a brother, because some of those things are kind of some guys will be like, they're not married, why would you advise me? As you are now, you're advising your younger ones supposed to do because you're not married, he's looking down on you. Even telling your friend that you go and set yourself free from the burden of sin, and you start looking at yourself like as somebody who is not who is useless, and
But
that depression comes. So the men in the family need to come in here and make sure that they give the single girls in their family the support they need to remain stable and not to mount unnecessary pressure on them through undue activities.
thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I think apart from that,
And also, and also the mothers. So and they keep on. It's not a reminder. I want to tell the parents here to continue to talk to her child and remind her that it's when you remind she knows her problem what she's facing. The problem you are not is not more important to you than how she herself. But the mothers think that maybe the girl is not interested and she don't. It's not true. She's really passing through a lot that you as a mother don't even know about. And to her, she want to get married, but she can't just help it. So for you to continue to remind her every time, every week, every time you call her on the phone, every time she calls you to hear your voice, the next thing is how far is there any person standing? When are we expecting this? You are as you finish that call, the person is going through depression.
true.
So the need for us as a family member to cut off this unnecessary pressure, stop reminding her about marriage, about she knows it. She is in her. She knows that what she's passing through. She sleeps and wake up with a problem, unlike any other person. So there's no point telling person, asking parents, so why are you not married? When are we seeing anybody? When are you bringing somebody to the family? The same thing also apply to men, to the men.
I think that apart from the fact that parents will push you, the society will push you, and all that, I think
And the pastor will
we
also
should
and the pastor will
also
also continue to
we
say,
should
come, let us pray for you. All the singles here, come out. Let's pray for you. Why are you making
well,
it a
that's
point?
that is why every individual, as you are growing into an adult, we should all build our personal strength. Okay, because when you build your personal strength, you'll be able to withstand so much pressure, negative pressure, especially. Because the reason why people actually fall into pressure is the fact that most people are unable to build that personal strength. Now, when your parents push you to say, just like the example that you have just, mentioned of a man telling his girl's child, the female children to leave their apartments,
Yes. Giving them time.
giving them time.
If they don't marry
Now,
before December, after this December, the
leave the
next January
house.
that he's going to
Now,
rent the room out.
fine and good. Since he wants to rent the house, why don't we just pay him?
Well, why would they start paying? What happened to the
See, that
merchant?
is what he wants. He wants money.
So that
Right?
is that is
So
where
if
the
you
problem
cannot
comes.
take if you cannot take money from me, I will move out of the house. I'll go elsewhere, rent the house, and live peacefully. At the end of the day, your peace of mind matters a lot.
That is where the problem comes in. There is no peace. You are leaving the house because you know that the reason why you're leaving the house because you're not married.
You are leaving
And
the
you
house
carry
so
the
that you can
burden.
have
You
peace.
carry the
No, 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 no,
burden.
no, no. You're not leaving the house because you're not married.
No, you are
You're
leaving.
leaving the house because you need that peace.
And the peace you need is because your parents say you must get married.
So
My point here is that that pressure shouldn't come in the first place from the father. The father need to understand that your girl want to get married and she's not happy staying in the house with you. So the father need to understand that him telling her about marriage, she's also destroying the happiness of her child and also pushing her, making it subjecting her to unnecessary agony and pushing her to subject. And in that case, the possibility of the girl, just like imagine a father who is issuing a quick notice to the daughter because they are not married, say this December now, I don't want to see you here by January. If you don't get married this December, don't come because by January I will rent the house. And you can imagine that girl have a boyfriend, she will now start mounting unnecessary pressure. And we men, I will tell you true. And once a girl start mounting pressure on you, you start seeing desperation. The
That's
next thing
why-
will start taking this girl have problem he want to
that
hand
is
over
why
her.
I talked about strength, individual strength.
So the individual strength is very
Just as the boyfriend will say, "This girl wants to put me into something I'm not ready for." The young girl
apart from
should say,
even
"This
apart
man
from
or my father, my mother wants to put me into something I'm not ready for."
apart from even putting her into something she's not ready for, she's also saying that the guy is also saying that there is something wrong with this girl. Maybe her character is bad, and that's why she's desperate to get married. That's meant for
Well,
you.
if you-
Because once a girl starts,
at that point, if you're in a relationship with somebody, if you're honestly in a relationship with somebody, the person should be able to tell you what he or she's passing through from their families. Do you understand me?
Yes.
So when it comes to that point, it would be very unfair of you to conclude that there's something wrong with this person.
thank you. And
So
also,
if you're being honestly in a relationship with that person, the only thing you can do is to tell the person, look, you know I am not ready. You know my financial capability, you know my situation, you know I'm not ready. Now, this is what we can do. Can we ask your parents to give us some time? That is, if you're truly genuine with that person, can we ask your parents to give us some time? And if the girl's parents are such parents who are not approachable, you now come and say, okay, fine, can you leave the environment for some time? Because, in all honesty, if the person or the individual, the girl child in question, is not someone who can actually stand their ground. If the boyfriend is not ready to settle down, the next thing that happens is that she will get married to whoever is around the corner. Do you understand me?
Yes.
And I can tell you that that man who is telling the girl child to leave the house by December currently has someone that he believes would come and marry her off. So he's just giving her that grace to say, okay, whatever your boyfriend is doing, you should just tidy up by December. If not, I'm marrying you off to this person. So, and apart from, see, we have so many things surrounding this whole single marriage and all that. But another thing again is, who are you in a relationship with? Are you in a relationship with someone, or are you in a relationship with yourself? Because if you're in a relationship with someone, the person should be able to understand that, okay, I have dated this girl for 3 years, I have dated her for 4 years. At this point, I should be able to, make myself known to her family. That's
And the
alone.
question
That's
is,
alone.
making yourself known to the family, does this bring marriage?
No, it does not bring marriage, but it gives that space. It gives that sense of, let me say, respect to the person you're in a relationship with.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you understand me? So it reduces depression. But when you're waiting to make all the whole money before you go and meet the parents, you leave the person in the middle of, what should I say? You keep the person in suspense and equally.
In that case, I take it from there. Because in that case, the girl child also need to come in here. Because like these things in terms of financial involvement, all this is come from them. You want to sew three different types of clothes. You want to do traditional marriage. You want to have you wear the one you will use to dance. You want to have the one you use to take picture. You want to have the one you will use to do this. All this is money. So in that case, if somebody who want to get married, who want to get married, all those things should be minimized or totally removed from the list. So that to make it simple. That's why I said cultural aspect of it, the society, our fathers, they need to sit down and look at this thing because it's continuous thing. They need to. I don't know how many times they have reviewed any society, any this thing have reviewed the traditional the items required for marriage on yearly basis or maybe in a decade. There are some things need to be reviewed. And lot of a situation where some guests are protesting because the high cost of bride price. It should not be. So they need to sit down, look at this thing. We have a lot of girls sitting in their parents' house without marriage, and the time is going. This is also leading to a lot of depression. So we have a lot of single guys there doing nothing without marriage. Why are they not getting married? They're not getting married. Say, are you not aware that some people can actually take care of a girl in a house? But the problem is how will they be able to gather huge amount of money to go and pay the bride price, do the traditional right, or maybe because when you look at it, somebody is single, before that you got a girl pregnant, and they will start staying together, and they will start settling with the boy, they will start breeding, 1 kid, 2 kids, 3 kids, they don't die. But in a situation whereby the girl say, I don't want to get pregnant before the marriage, and you discover that the marriage will linger even in the next 5 7 years, and she keep on waiting, she don't want to, she want to do everything, she want to wed. Still, we need to begin to speak truth to power in this society. We need to begin to tell people that traditional wedding and white wedding, there's no difference between the two. It's joining two things together. You need to choose one.
That is where the family has to come in.
That's why the family have to. That's what I'm saying.
The tradition has its flaws.
Because now in this case, look at it. Look at it. Hold on. Look at it. Look at it. I want to bring it. I want to bring in this thing. Hold on, please. I want to bring in this thing. In the Western world, you only do either court marriage or they go to the church and wed. But here, somebody will do court marriage. Court marriage is not for free. And somebody will want to do traditional marriage. Traditional marriage is not economic implication. Somebody also want to do white wedding. Three. And you discover that these three things are also one thing.
We need to take it easy because we are live and we need to.
Yes, they need to understand.
Calm with our
Because now the people need to know that Marriage is one, and we shouldn't duplicate it. The society need to make it in a way that if I happen to be a and have the point, say, if you want to go to white, if you want to do that, they say in white in the church, go and do it. There's no need for traditional. If you want to do it traditional, fine, go and do it. There's no need because there's duplicity. You can bring in your pastor in the church while doing the traditional marriage to come and bless if you still need somebody to pray for you. You can so why is pastors and this thing not coming to bless the marriage in traditional
All
marriage?
right, thank you very much. That will be all for now. We'll be right back to the short break. All right, thanks for coming. Thanks for staying with us. It's still single and searching here on Skyblast TV. You know the topic. If you're just joining us, we were actually talking about the pressure on singles, both male child and the female child. How the family, society, religious leaders can actually come into the picture and help cut down on this pressure on the people. You were saying something about cutting down on bride price, and I want to take it up from there. I think tradition has its role to play. We cannot
Yes.
overlook that part.
They are major
But
stakeholder in
then, but then, the family has a major role to play as regards what goes on the list. Do you understand me?
well,
Let
if
me finish. Let
okay.
me finish. We have had situations of, the uncles and, the normal list being presented to the in-laws. And then the family comes to their in-law, or the in-laws go to the family and be like, okay, we can't afford this amount. How do we go about this? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Now the family will say, okay, fine. Since they are demanding for 30 tubers of your yam, how many tubers can you afford? The in-laws will say, okay, we can afford 20, we can afford 15. It's okay, fine, we can bring that. They're demanding for 50 kegs of palm wine. We can't afford that, we can afford 5. At the end of the day, you find out that if that list is rated for 150,000 naira, for example, by the time you have this negotiation with the family or this conversation with the family, it comes down to about 80,000 naira, which would make things a lot easier for people. And then the family needs to equally understand that there's this adage in the Igbo land. I think mentioned Igbo man you mentioned. Do you understand me? The family needs to understand that, and then call the son or the in-law who's about to become a son into the family, and make things easier for him as well. So when you talk about the tradition, at the end of the day, it is the man and his wife who is going to give out their daughter's hand in marriage, and it is them who has total authority as to what to be taken from their in-laws. That is what I want to contribute on that.
Yes, I take it from there. You know very well that even when you look at it very critically, you understand very well that the social pressure is bigger than even the traditional pressure in this aspect. When you take a look at even the cost of bride price, they cover some people even use 5 naira to pay bride price. Some people use 10 naira.
Mhm.
Real, this one is not exaggerating.
No, the bride price is actually
So,
5 naira, 10
and
naira, 15 naira.
some people self will tell you they will not take your money. So far you presented all the items required. So when you look at even some of these lists, you see that some of them is not even as exorbitant as. But the major question comes where the girl said my marriage must be celebrated.
No, I think
And the man say I have to invite all my friends and relatives for them to know when I'm getting married.
then it is not a society problem.
And
It
the girl
is your
and the
problem.
girl will say, I want to do my wedding. I want to have the whole of this able to attend.
It is your problem.
So in that case, the advice to the girl out there is that there is no marriage, there is no celebration of the must be the best. There is no way, no matter how big your marriage, it doesn't lead to any success. Because it's not assured that your marriage there will be peace in the marriage. Or in fact, I heard of one case where they celebrated they had a wedding in Dubai. They spent like 5 million US dollars. That was 2013. And the marriage crashed after 3 months. So you begin to wonder for of what use. So my point here is that we should have to streamline this. We need to help these young people. Helping them is to tell them, look, are you doing your wed marriage? Are you doing traditional marriage? Are you doing white wedding? Are you doing court? Choose one. You want to do traditional? Fine. Make once you present your list of the items required, you're good to go.
I think
So it must not involve.
the individuals involved
The individuals
should be
involved.
able to tell themselves what they want. The only thing you owe to the traditional people are those things on the list. Now, it is you who is left with the decision of do I want white wedding? Can I afford to do it on the same day? Can I not afford it at all? Let's just be honest. It is the couple.
And
When you're in a
and
relationship,
and
excuse me, Mr. Martin. When you're in a relationship with somebody, this is why I blame the men folk. When you're in a relationship with somebody,
you want to blame the man for?
excuse
Are you
me,
blaming the
you
girl?
have
The
you have
female
said
folks
so
too?
much about the female folk. Now let me address the male folk, and I'm not being biased. I'm being honest. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you should be able to let the person know what you can do and what you cannot do.
I agree with you.
Because whatever you start as a dating couple, that is what you're going to continue with as a married couple. Do you understand me? Now, if you know from the onset that you cannot afford a huge celebrated wedding, you call your partner. Nne, babe, whatever it is that you're doing, start by. This is what we can do. This is what I can do.
And the girl said,
And
no,
if she says I want more, then she should bring her money.
as you are the man, you are in
I am a
charge.
woman. I'm a woman. I'm telling this. I've told this to so many of my friends. I've told this to a lot of my sisters. Look, if the man says this is what he can afford, and you say no, you don't want this one, you want that one, you want additional, bring your money.
Okay.
Do you understand me? And if you cannot bring your money, my dear, manage whatever that young man has to offer.
I agree with you.
That is just the honest truth. And the men also do not paint a picture of whom you are not to a woman, because the moment you start painting that picture,
And that also increases the pressure.
thank you. That is what
It
you
increases the
want.
pressure, the person start
If
running,
you tell a young woman that you are worth 50,000,
and you don't have it. And the person is expecting
when she
15,000 and
wants
you'll
to
be
bring
making
you, when she wants to bring you
have
a
it.
budget, she'll bring you a budget according to what you told her that you're worth. So if you're going to be not the life of pretense, of pleasing the society, should not even come in when you're about to settle down. Be yourself, be an open book. Let your partner be able to read through you and then ascertain in their hearts whether they can stay with you or not. And this goes to both the male folk and the female folk. Thank you very much for watching. This is Single and Searching here, coming to you from Skyblast TV. We will see you same time, same station next week. My name is Elegant.
Thank you.
name is Peter A. In this program, we'll tell you the unique story that will change your life. This evening, we're talking about the basketball legs. The child you are looking at right now is half a girl and half a basketball. This is the unbelievable story of Chen Hong Han. When she was just about 4 years old, Chen got into a car accident. The poor girl remembers waking up with her legs feeling cold and numb. On the same day, she learned that she had no choice but to lose both of them. Imagine being in Chen's position. No more walking, no more running, no more jumping for the rest of her life. It was the end of everything in her life. Coming from a very poor family, they were not able to afford prosthetic legs, so her grandpa had to improvise. He cut out half of 2 wooden planks to support her arms, and even with her very unique condition, Chen believed that nothing is impossible. She was able to play outdoors, go to school, and even help around with chores. She was so happy she could do all those things that sometimes she even forgets she has no legs. People find it awkward, but Chen remained unchanged because it gave her her childhood back. The girl might have lost her legs, but never her spirit. However, it's still sad to think that she will live like this for the rest of her life. Except she won't, because what happens next will truly surprise you. Even without legs, she ran after her dreams and made no excuses. After 5 years of having only a basketball as her legs, she was known to the world as the basketball. The girl's story of determination touched people's hearts. They started donating for her prosthetic legs. When she had no legs, she was able to do a lot of things. Now with her new legs, she decided to do even more. She signed up for a swimming club for the disabled. At first, she had trouble floating on water, but she kept on swimming training for 4 hours a day. She then joined local and national competitions and brought home silver and gold medals. What she lacked in her body, she made up in her fighting spirit. And this is where I want you to find the Chen in you. Especially at times you feel like there's something missing in your life. She never looked for what's missing in her life. Instead, she made the most of what she had.
Skyblast TV,
YouTube at Skyblast TV,
Facebook, Skyblast TV Live,
Instagram, Skyblast TV,
Twitter, Skyblast TV,
Reddit, Skyblast TV,
Pinterest, Skyblast TV,
LinkedIn, Skyblast TV.
On our list today, they force this ape to act like a human, but what will happen at the end will shock you. We are looking at one of the most twisted science experiments ever done. This baby boy and this chimpanzee raised as brothers and sisters, and it was perfectly documented for you to see. Viewers, but before I tell you how insane this experiment turned out, you have to meet the mastermind, Dr. Winthrop Kellogg, a psychologist fascinated by wild children, those raised with no human contact, left in the wilderness all on their own, or even possibly raised by wild animals. So he wondered what would happen if it was the opposite. If a baby animal from the wild was raised in the same way human babies are being raised. In fact, Winthrop was so curious that he went as far as experimenting with his own very own son, 10 months old Donald. But little did he know this sacrifice he just did will soon turn into a huge regret. First, he took into his family a 7-month-old chimpanzee he named Gua, all to be raised as a human, like Donald's real sister for the next few months. Donald and Gua were always together. They wore the same clothes, ate the same food, played with the same toys, and slept on the same type of bed every day. They went through series of experiments to see how different their reaction would be. Some were friendly experiments, but some were rather cruel, like tickling their bodies excessively, hitting their heads with a spoon just to check the difference with their bone structures. And on top of it all, in one experiment, they fired a can right behind the two, just to see who reacts more quickly. Soon enough, Winthrop started to get the answers he was looking for. 6 months into the experiment, Gua began to copy the way humans work. She had a more upright posture. She learned how to open doors easily. She discovered how switches controlled electric light bulbs. She dressed up and would use the bathroom without the help of their parents. That this is where things got even crazier, and Winthrop started to have doubts because girls' progress became Donald's failures. They wanted to see how girls' behavior would change being raised with a human baby, but they didn't think how Donald's behavior would change being raised with an animal. Before they knew it, Donald started to copy the way Goa walked, and because Goa wouldn't talk, Donald couldn't too. He was there dormant. The boy failed to learn words and instead made sounds like an animal. He would bite, shout, and growl at his parents every time he got mad. Until 3 more months later, Winthrop finally realized the experiment wasn't worth it. They sent Goa to a zoo to be with her real family, where she was able to readapt fairly quickly. But it wasn't as easy for Donald. He grew up having many traumas, and unlike Goa, he never got to overcome the experiment side effects, leaving us with a fascinating conclusion that the human brain can be our strongest weapon, while at the same time also be our weakness with our deaths. We are much more likely to carry trauma throughout our whole lives, and that is exactly why the way we raise our children can define their entire life. We are on the section business updates, and we are here live at Heartbreak Hotel. So with me here is
Emenike Badlomi. I am the auditor and cashier of this hotel and the senior management staff of this establishment. Yes. Thank you.
good. Thank you very much for the answer. Can you tell the viewers out there your services that you render, more about your business?
Okay, well, Heartbreak Hotel is a member of, or rather a part of the hospitality and tourism industry. What we offer, the services we offer here are accommodations and all service like for events and everything. We also offer swimming pool services for those who want to host pool parties on birthdays, and then of course we have our beautiful delicacies for those who want to eat in the restaurant and also the bar. And these are a few of the services we render, and I can tell you categorically that an experience in heartbreak is an experience of a lifetime. You would always want to test it again.
Thank you very much for your reply.
Yeah.
Based on our observation here,
Yes.
we discovered that the hotel is divided into two. So you are having two segments. Can you tell us more on that?
Okay, well, what happened is that as you can, if you do your research, you will find out that Heartbreak has been in existence for up to 8 years now. And then when it started, it was the first building that you saw at the entrance of the hotel gates. The first building that you saw is the first building that was Heartbreak. So the second building, which we launched its operation on 17th of December last year, that was officially opened and by His Excellency Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State. It opened and started its official business on the 17th of December last year. So the new building, or the new wing of Heartbreak, rather, we call it the Heartbreak Plus. So the services are actually still the same. The only difference is that there is technological advancement in all sectors, and over the last 7 years there has been a huge improvement on these technological inputs. So the new building, or the new wing rather, has some of these new technological inputs, as you can see from the tour that we took earlier. So everything here is automated. The old wing also has this on automation, but this is rather an improvement.